Indiana, a new member of the House, a valued member of the Committee on Veterans Affairs and Financial Services, Mr. Donnelly, for 5 minutes.
I'd like to thank the gentleman from Massachusetts, Mr. Speaker. We all want success in Iraq. We want a stable region. We want safety and security for our troops and peace in the Middle East. Our servicemen and women are the finest in the world, the best trained, the most dedicated. They are incredibly fine soldiers and people. They deserve a clear mission in Iraq. They deserve to have all the protective equipment and armor needed to keep them safe. They deserve to have all the funding required, and they deserve to have the best leadership in the field and the finest military planning from Washington. What our brave troops do not deserve is Washington's bungling. We had bad intelligence at the start, a flawed occupation plan that failed to send enough troops despite the best advice of the Army's Chief of Staff at that time. And Washington failed to properly plan for critical logistics, such as electricity and infrastructure. These mistakes have put our troops in much greater danger. With these issues in mind, I sent a letter to the administration over 1 month ago asking for specific answers as to how this surge would increase our chances for success in Iraq. I was very hopeful for positive solutions. I also asked at that time what specific benchmarks we could look at to indicate whether or not we were making progress. As of this date, I have yet to receive any answer from the administration. I have spoken to veterans in Winnemac and in Osceola, Indiana, to constituents in restaurants and churches, and to concerned Hoosiers throughout my district. I have also met with Iraq Study Group co-chairman Lee Hamilton, with military representatives, and with my valued colleagues. What I have heard consistently is that our brave troops should not be placed in the middle of what is increasingly becoming a very dangerous civil war. Our fighting troops have been placed in an almost impossible situation. They are trying to bring stability to Iraqi cities and provinces where a fierce and bloody religious war rages between the Sunnis and the Shiites. Our servicemen and women from Michigan City and South Bend and Logansport cannot end this vicious cycle of death. Only the Iraqis can do that. The Iraqi government and people have to want peace and stability for their country as much as we want it for them. If the proposed surge increased our chances of succeeding in Iraq, I would support it wholeheartedly. However, I fear this surge will not lead to an Iraq that will be stable over the long term, but instead will simply put over 21,500 more American troops into harm's way. There will not be stability until the Shiites and Sunnis decide that the price of the death and destruction they inflict upon each other is no longer worth the cost. The Iraqis have to make this decision, and sending 21,500 more of our finest citizens will not cause the Iraqis to make that decision any quicker. In fact, it might only delay that day of decision for them. 2 recent surges by American troops did not bring additional security to Iraq, and I do not see how placing more troops in the most dangerous areas of the country at this point will calm things down. Our troops deserve America's full support, full funding, and all the equipment and materials they need to remain safe and battle ready. The time has come for the Iraq government and its troops to step up and to seek peace with each other. Our obligation in Congress is to provide common sense judgment that guarantees complete support for our troops and a plan that provides a path toward peace and stability. I do not see, and I have not been shown, how this surge will further our chances for success. For the above stated reasons, I will be voting for House Concurrent Resolution 63. May God bless America and our troops serving in Iraq, Afghanistan, and everywhere else throughout the world. I yield back my time.
Who yields time?